CheapeOne, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Bible Reloaded, and we have a very special treat for all of you children today.
We have the Doughnut Man, who will put donut holes in donuts and ruin them entirely.
Yeah, we're doing yet another children's Christian show. This one's, I'll tell you right now, not as bad as Kids Praise, because nothing could ever be as bad as Kids Praise.
We still fit some pedophile jokes in there, though, so it's alright.
You're welcome. So here we go, today with Doughnut Man numero uno. So the show opens, and it's basically every pedophile's dream house. It's colorful, there's candy and donuts everywhere. He gets to wear a cute little pink overall outfit. Yeah, and it's pretty great.
And apparently the Doughnut Man sleeps there on bar stools. And then he says,
"Oh, I must be a little sleepy from our last donut repair club meeting. It was great."
As if to say that they're strenuous in some way.
We're about to see one. It's not all that strenuous for him. Maybe for the children. I don't know what he's doing with the children to get tired out. We told you there'd be pedophile jokes. Here's number one. But he's very tired. And I don't know when the last meeting was, but a new one's about to start. Are there continual meetings? Does he have several a day with different groups of children?
It's like AA.
Oh, okay,
but
I can see that.
For people that have an obsession with sticking donut holes into donuts.
This is the Donut Repair Club. Do you like it? Good.
You didn't even give us a chance to assess the situation before you were like, okay, good, you like it. Look at this. I'm seeing Donut Repair Club. I expect donuts.
There's not as many donuts as I would expect. I mean, there's some on the tables, but as far as a Donut Repair Club, which isn't even a real thing, I'd expect more, at least more tools or something.
But I mean, just don't keep your donuts out in the air at room temperature outside of a case. Like, now I don't want those donuts.
He's never worked at a Krispy Kreme.
I would like the fresh donuts, please. He doesn't know food safety laws.
So he gets down and he explains that, hey, our main goal is to talk about Jesus, which threw me for a loop because I was promised donuts. I was told this was a Donut Repair Club.
Yeah.
Jesus wasn't in the name. If this was a Jesus Repair Club, I probably wouldn't have joined. I expected there to be frosted treats.
Right. So instead of putting donut holes in donuts and repairing them, they could fill the holes in Jesus' hands. What would you fill them? What would you fill Jesus' hand holes with, though?
Donuts.
There you go.
So then we transition into the first song, which is him welcoming the children at the Donut Repair Club. This song is what I can only describe as a middle-aged man who's hit rock bottom trying his best.
Behold the Lamb of God. Behold the Lamb of God. Behold the Lamb of God who takes away our sin.
And I applaud him for that. The children start coming in through what I can only say is a donut anus in the wall.
It's kind of an anus, yeah.
And they start dancing around him, and you get the feel for the thing, and it's like, still not as much of a pedophile as the dog, surprisingly, from the last thing we watched.
Oh, look at that dog.
Ugh.
Look at him lay on those kids.
Whatever, it happens. I'm still shocked that the Donut Repair Club has very little to do with donuts and mostly about Jesus. I would say that if you're gonna lie to me about what you're giving me to get me here, at least give me something good. Instead of donuts, at least like maybe white people 80s drugs. Like, at least lewds.
So the kids start dancing around the Donut Man, and he's kind of shaking his ass. It's a white guy ass shake, but it's still an ass shake. I swear to God, if I see even a twitch from that bulge in those pink corduroys, I'm out.
So the kids are finally here, and that's all well and good, and he's excited. And then one of the girls goes, "Where's Duncan?" And then...
Duncan!
I'm at the Duncan repair for goodness, sir. Where am I?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm still kind of glazed over.
For fuck's sake, do we need a fucking puppet in every one of these?
We
This
do.
one does. This is a living donut.
That they never fix, by the way.
No! Shouldn't this be the issue? Hey, we're fixing donuts. We did it once and we made a donut alive, but it still has a hole in it.
He's a sentient representation of their failures.
Is this donut not worried about all the donut holes that are being shoved into his brothers? Wouldn't this be like if we cut off someone's arm and shoved it up their butt?
No, this is like the Jew that sold the other Jews out to the Nazis.
Oh, okay, I could see that. I'd like to point out that I also saw this when I was a child because my parents bought these for me.
Sure.
Even I knew how the donut effect was done at that point. This is like Thing from the Addams Family, but if it was even lazier. So once again, they explain what the Donut Club does, and they, according to them, quote, repair donuts, which we'll get into.
But do we get donuts, though?
I don't think a single person puts a donut in their mouth the whole runtime of this.
But then why are we here, though?
To repair them. This is a donut repair club, not a donut eating club. If you were an auto mechanic, you wouldn't eat the cars.
I don't think that's a good metaphor.
Neither is this show, but here we are. Speaking of the metaphor, well, they explain what the club does, and when they repair donuts, they're taking donut holes and placing them inside the donuts.
Which is not a repair, by the way. That's a stopgap at best.
No, this is supposed to be analogous to people are not whole until they have Jesus in their hearts.
Okay.
Here's the problem with this metaphor. Donuts are designed to be circular with a hole in the middle. They didn't cut out the middle of the donut and then waste it and make donut holes out of it. They're designed to be as such. The metaphor falls apart entirely. At best, if you have a donut without a hole, it's now an ellipsoid pastry, which just doesn't sound as good. So then we get our first song, and one of the problems with these direct-to-video kids Christian musicals is generally, how do we transition between the songs? Because there's usually a very, very thin plot, and then it's strung together by songs, because generally they'll have a CD that goes with this, and mainly they write the CD first, and then make the video, and have to make the songs connect.
Right.
They said fuck it in this, and they don't even transition.
They don't even need one, though.
Just zoom out of a donut that was on the wall, and now we're in a song. Speaking of this fucking song, I'll give the kids from Kids Praise something. They were doing choreographed dancing. I don't know what these children are doing, but if they're not on at least Sudafed, I'll be very impressed with how terrible they are sober.
I'm more impressed by the costuming of the children than anything. Each of them has their little own personality. This one right here just woke up, and she's day drinking, clearly, because she's in her PJs still. This one right here wanted to be a baseball player when he grew up, but he's never going to grow up because he has leukemia. And then this one right here, this is the token.
So then the donut man says he's going to tell him a story about how God's love fills us all, and then he shoves a donut hole into a donut, as they do to, quote, repair them. I could make a pedophile joke here, but I won't, but also this kind of counts as one, so there you go, number 2. Next we get a song about the Good Samaritan, and if you don't know what that is, it's a story from the Bible, it's a parable.
That actually is a pretty cool one. It's a good one. The guy is, like, nice to a guy that gets the shit kicked out of him and left for dead.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a weird pan, and then when they pan back, the kids have all changed.
It's very jarring.
They've all changed their clothes into these sort of what people would popularly think as biblical clothing. So did they change in front of the donut man?
Oh, yeah.
More concerning, the children swarm him.
And he changes in front of them.
So I don't know what has happened, and he's conducted them into this strange donut-centered cult where he's taught them to undress him. Which, if that's your thing, donut man, I would say that's cool, but it's not.
Pedo joke 3. After the Samaritan song, the donut man sits down with 2 kids, and they talk about, well, what's God's love? What's a good rule for God? And then this one kid, I think he came up with it on the fly, because it's literally the worst excuse for a good news thing I've ever heard. He says,
at school, it's like a rule. If you talk to a nerd, that makes you a nerd too.
Even worse, next this little girl tries to tell a story, and instead of imagining her talking about her and her school-age friend, imagine she's talking about a secret adult that she spends time with alone, and maybe he doesn't want her telling other people about it.
And I have a friend who never wants to include anybody else when we play.
That's number 4. We are on a roll today. So after she gives that, they say the only rule is God's love. God's love is a rule, which is very vague and the kind of thing that a lot of Christians use as a platitude that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
But luckily, we get a hip-hop routine by the only child qualified to do the hip-hop routine, the black one.
Now the Pharisee said he should not stay, but Jesus loved him anyway, because God's love is the rule. It's more than right, it's more than true.
Not much to say about it other than she's the only black kid doing the hip-hop song. That bears bringing attention to. So, Donut Man, after that, is in the middle of some spiel about God's love, whatever, and there's a knock at the door, and they go to the door and open it, and there's a little girl, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, in the most fucking adorable voice a child has ever had, and I borderline think she has issues, because she's so adorable. No normally functioning human being is this cute.
And then they respond with this.
Sorry, the rules are that you have to be here from the very beginning. Sorry.
But I want to come in the Donut Repair Club.
Sorry.
That's the rule.
Yeah. Bye.
In fairness, I would probably shut the door on her too. A club has rules for a reason. If you don't want to follow them, don't join the club, kid. Go home to whatever abusive house you have. I hope it's terrible for you. So then they're sitting there fixing more donuts with this little girl and some other people, just cramming donut holes into the donuts, not eating them. I don't know what kind of weird OCD the donut man has that he feels the need to fill all the holes of the world, but I assume it's extending to the kids. Number 5.
Did they think it was like a trendy bakery thing? Like, we'll have donuts, but then different flavored donut holes inside, and then all the hipsters will come and drink really expensive coffee and use our Wi-Fi.
Take note, people with trendy bakeries. If you use that idea, we want 5 cents off the top of every donut hole sale. So then this girl sitting next to him is real pissed off that for some reason she's not allowed to fill the donuts with donut holes.
Just fucking grab one. Grab a donut hole and then...
But the thing is, the donut man's like, yeah, I don't know if you're ready. Hold the phone, donut man. Isn't this the entire point of the club? The little girl is new to the club. They make that very clear, but this girl's been here for years or something, and she's not been allowed to.
Years?
I'm guessing.
She's a teen.
She's the only teen here, so she's one of those weird teenagers who likes to hang out with kids, and you probably suspect is touching them, but you can't say anything because she's a teenage girl.
6.
So after that, basically the donut man tells her to stop being such a jealous cunt. He doesn't say it in those exact words, but he sings a whole song about her stop being jealous, which I think is equivalent to one secular stop being such a jealous cunt.
They sing a shitty country song about the prodigal son. It's really, really bad. It's shit. Listen to that.
It's not fair, no, it's not fair that you're glad to see him coming back after all he's done to you. Father, you should love more and just kick him out the door. It's not fair, oh no, dear Father, it's not fair.
Okay, you don't have to go through any more of that.
You're welcome.
When the donut man is your most talented person on stage, you need to scrap the project. You just stop it.
So now all of a sudden after this song, the bitch doesn't like donuts at all. Now she's vehemently anti-donut. Which, fair enough, after this, I don't want to see a donut ever again either.
So then after that, we get another cunty kid, and he just wants attention. He comes out from behind the bar. Has he been hiding there the whole time? Did they keep him there? Is he just a weirdo and was kind of spying? We don't know. Unconfirmed. But anyways, he's back there, and he comes out, and he's like, I want attention. I want to do stuff. I'm never involved. He's like, all right, kid, let's put you in a fat suit.
They make him sing about how much he fucking sucks.
I'm short and fat and I'm not too pretty.
Yeah, fuck that kid, though. Fucking hate that kid. God. So we're already nearing the end. It's not a very long video. When the donut man tells all these children if they don't share God's love with all their friends, it's like having a monster inside them. Which, if you were 6 and watching this, would be the most fucking frightening
horrifying
thing. That's the second most frightening thing a man in bright pink overalls could tell you, other than, take your pants off. 7.
And up till now, the message has been okay. It's been like, hey, be a good person to other people. And now it's like, also you should feel tremendous guilt for doing so.
So that segues into a song about forgiving monetary debt. Okay.
Children have bills, you're right? At least these children.
And then after the song, the same cunty girl from before can't forgive someone because they're being mean to her, which is unacceptable. The donut man's like, no, you have to forgive them. If you don't do this, the kids won't get it. Do you not understand? We're paying you for this. I feel like whoever brought you here didn't understand the project you were signing up for. Then, of course, he says, kids, there was someone else who was treated really, really badly.
And then he sings a song about crucifixion, and then says that Jesus forgives everyone except for the part where he sends people to hell as well.
Yeah, he's really bad at metaphors because Jesus, if we're using him as an example for forgiveness, anytime we want to forgive anyone, shouldn't we be like, I'll forgive you, but here's the thing. You're going to have to worship me and believe in me for the rest of your life and, devote everything to me and, follow every rule I've ever said, and then I will forgive you. That's not forgiveness, that's a threat.
It's like taking every donut that you don't put a donut hole in back into the oven until it's a charred crisp.
Which is bad for both the donuts and your oven. Fun fact. So then it just ends with him telling the audience to tell their friends about Jesus because clearly we all love the kid who just keeps proselytizing to you. That kid's super popular. Remember what God says about nerds.
At school, it's like a rule. If you talk to a nerd, that makes you a nerd too.
Alright, and then it just ends.
Which is good, because this is garbage.
Yeah.
This is hot garbage.
So that is the first of many Doughnut Man episodes that happened. I almost feel bad for this guy, because here's the thing, as much as we make fun of a guy hanging around with a bunch of children, which is kind of creepy, still, I feel like this is probably a guy who's genuinely trying to do his best to spread a message he feels is good.
He doesn't creep me out like Salty or the dog did.
No, not nearly as much. He's like if Salty and the dog are a 10, he's like a 6 or a 7. He's up there. He's not nothing, but he's not creepy dog man. Anyway.
So I give this a 10 out of 10, though.
This is a great 10. If you want to check it out, you can check out the link in the description to the full video. You don't have to. I don't care. But if you'd like to see what we're talking about, Willis.
The songs are awful.
Yeah, they are really bad. So I guess that's it for this one. If you have any suggestions for us to do kids shows or movies or whatever in the future, go ahead and do so in the comments. We'll check those out or not. We don't really have to listen to you guys. If you want, you can always check us out on Unpopular Culture, which is our channel that deals with secular media. We do movie reviews and trailer analyses and all sorts of things. Other than that, you can follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded.
You can donate to our Patreon campaign, which is doing real well.
Real well, and the better it gets, the closer we get to being. We're getting close to the Quran Reloaded. We have a song that we really like. We have some logos in the works, and then once we can get that, we can make an intro, and then it'll happen. We'll probably, though, I think maybe for a Patreon thing, or I don't know, we'll do something Quran related soon-ish to kind of test out what we like to do.
Yeah, because people have been asking, and I understand it has been a long time, but you got to understand, along with trying to work on how we're going to do the Quran, we've been doing all our normal Bible episodes. Mm-hmm. We've been doing all the stuff around popular culture, which takes quite a while.
And the Quran's actually going to have a new format that might transition into TBR if it goes well.
Yeah. So,
but that's a surprise. You can also subscribe, because this was a good episode.
Was it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm assuming we did well.
That's good. I hope so. If we were bad at
this is pre-post-production, so this is garbage, and then we just pick out the nice parts of the garbage.
That's good. So, thanks everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And
I'm still Hugo.
And this... No, let's do it again so I don't have to... Hello, everyone. So I'm Hugo.
Thanks, everyone.
So thanks, everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
I'm Jake.
And this has been the Bible Reloaded.
This is our third take of that outro.
Wow, I've only done that every fucking week for 3 years. See you guys.